Mom, Dad's being weird again.
Luscious.
Honey,
So full.
it's just grass.
Oh, it's so much more than just grass. It's a healthier, greener, and more luscious lawn. Yours can be too.
Look at you.
With Kabursky Brothers Lawn Care.
Remember, no shoes on the lawn. Because you're so beautiful.
Call or click today.
Happy Monday. Okay, I thought you were going to say something,
I know.
so I
I
had to cut you off.
I was itching my nose, and then I was like, "Oh no! Does it look?"
Yeah,
like
you
I
were
was
picking your nose.
my nose?
You were not itching your nose. You were picking your nose. Happy Monday, Overthinkers. And welcome to Overthinking with Mackenzie and Scott. And Scott's finger, his index finger, all the way up to the knuckle up his nose.
My dad once, when he was a kid, stuck a crayon up his nose, and I don't know if they ever got it out. I think he died with that in there. A purple Crayola. And speaking of dads, happy day after Father's Day, but I got word that a father that we really care about had his heart broken by one of his favorite sons this weekend. Turns out that Keith Murphy has raised a child that uses Zins. Cade Murphy, get on the screen right now and defend yourself for this terrible habit you have.
He's hiding,
Yep,
and
he's
I
not
understand
coming,
why.
see?
I understand why. You know what, Scott? I wasn't going to bring Father's Day up because I wasn't going to bring
On
it
that
up.
one?
But, yeah.
I
on
might
that one.
have a kid just so I can give parenting advice
Oh, my
without
God.
people calling me out on it.
That's a really good reason to have a kid, Scott. That's a really... Actually, you know
I've
what?
heard
That
of
is a
worse
pretty-
reasons. Oh,
that-
there he
yeah.
is. Are you addicted right now?
No, dude.
No?
Come on, man.
Stop. Drop it,
Told you
Scott.
that in confidence.
I can't
Exactly.
believe that.
But
I am never telling Scott anything that I don't want
I can't.
repeated.
Your
I'm-
father's heartbroken right now.
He's not. He
Oh.
is happy that I'm just not messing with my lungs. That
He's
is all
not
he's
mad.
worried about.
He's just
He is-
disappointed.
He just does not
Okay?
want me messing with my lungs, so I think he's happy actually.
Oh, he's happy. Okay.
As long as it's not, a lung irritant or anything.
Yeah, you don't want to do
lung-related.
that
Oh
because
my
you had the
God.
scarlet fever or whatever it was. No, Chris Williams had scarlet fever. You had desert fever.
Chris Williams had scarlet fever?
Yeah, and gout, and I think
What?
he had really bad like pooping times. And
Well, that was a side effect of taking the what's it called? And he thought it was a supplement.
the X-Lax. He was
The
taking
X-Lax
X-Lax when he
every
was supposed
day.
to take something that made things more solid. But
Has
yeah, Chris
he-
Williams has gotten everything. Yellow
I'm
fever.
gonna have to ask him. I think I'm talking to him later on today. Has he had a colonoscopy after that escapade with the X-Lax?
I hope so.
Escapade with the X-Lax?
Hey, look at
Oh
there.
my God.
Man, that's a marketing genius right there. Yeah, what's
Oh,
wrong
it
with the little
sure
pill in
is.
your little pillow in your lip? Well, it's real bad for you. It is.
Come on, bring
not
us to
great.
Scott
How,
school.
though? Explain.
How is it bad?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Nicotine does have some psychotropic positives to it. However, it is a very addictive substance, and so you're going to keep using more and more and more and more.
Yeah, but you can get addicted to anything. You can get addicted to running. So if I go for a run, I'm like, ooh, that felt good.
Yeah, and
because
that
of what
also
happens.
can be very unhealthy. For a
Oh,
lot of
good.
people,
I'm
running a
gonna tell
lot
my
is
doctor
bad
that.
for you.
I'm going to tell my doctor, my co-host of a very, very, very popular podcast over, downloaded on Iowa everywhere. He told me that running is bad for me. We have so
For
much to
some
get
people,
to
it
today.
is. It's not good for your leg. A lot of people never were taught how to run properly in the first place.
Not how to
but-
run properly.
Yeah.
What do you
go out
mean?
and watch on the trails, watch people run, and you'll have people like running with no arms. You have
It's
people
like the Phoebe
running
run
like
from
this.
Friends.
Yeah. Well, getting the arm when I was a kid, we had Father Brown was out there, and he would do he'd be walking like this, trying to get that heart fart. I said heart fart. I didn't mean that.
Use it.
Father Hart was another priest there, but. Speaking of which, one time I walked into the bathroom at Christ the King school. and
I'm
Father
going to
Hart was
stop
taking
you
a
right
bathroom.
now.
Okay.
I'm going to stop you right now.
Wasn't
Now,
real.
what was he doing?
He was taking
doing
a
what?
poop, and there was no door. And so I'm
He
like
did
this little kid, and he just has this regular conversation with me.
Jesus,
while this
Scott, we
priest
are
is just
uncovering.
having a deuce. And
They
what was I
already-
supposed to I didn't know.
Walk
I mean, he's
away.
just- I was in the back. I got permission
Walk
to
away.
leave Mrs. Hackford's 7th grade social studies, which I
He's
love
sitting
that
there
class.
on the toilet, taking
It's
a
in
number
between-
two,
it's during
everything
class,
hanging
so it's just
out,
me. Well,
and
I
you
couldn't
walk
see.
in
I mean,
there.
Twig and giggleberries were. I didn't look real close, but I guess they were hanging below the
Of
lid
course
of the
they
toilet.
were. What happens when you take a dump?
Things.
Scott,
Do you think
I think we are.
Do you think they are above the rim? No, things are below the rim.
Don't you just sit there with your legs together at the top?
No.
Isn't that how you do it?
No, you got to sit. You got to give it space. If there,
Well, what
and
if it
some of
hits
us
the
need more
water?
space than others.
What
well,
if it
that
hits the
that is
water?
a problem that I have. You get a little tip in the top, but
Okay,
not
okay.
all of us have that problem.
It is 12:05 on a Monday.
Okay.
We are talking about just the tip in the toilet. We are talking about Father Brown, Priest Brown, showing you
No,
his...
that was Father Hart. Father Hart.
Father
from Breda,
Hart?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
From where? Is he
Breda.
still alive? Because I'm going to report him to the
I
authorities.
don't know. No, it was. It didn't seem inappropriate at the
Scott,
time. He was just
of
in the
course.
like. He didn't think a kid was going to walk in. All right, because
That's
it
called
was
grooming.
during the class.
That's called grooming. It starts with small little acts, like showing a little schoolboy your penis when you're sitting on the shitter.
Well,
and
I
then
didn't
it
see it.
escalates from there.
Well, it didn't escalate, and I just want to tell you that I just left, and I don't think I've ever told anybody that story.
Of
since
course
then.
you didn't,
But
because
it's vibrating.
Father Hart would be in prison. He would be in prison.
No, it's fine.
That sick son of a bitch.
He was in the bathroom, and there was no stall door. What are you gonna do?
My grandma's right. You cannot trust a Catholic.
Oh my
we have
God. Jeez. Okay, JFK, where are you at? Huh? Huh? What about Pope Francis? The first, he dead. He was good, right? Okay, anyway.
Who
move
knows?
on.
Probably because little boys didn't report what Pope Francis was up to. Did you guys hear about the baby hammerhead shark that landed in the
The
middle of a...
anti-Catholic hate on this
a
podcast is unacceptable. Continue.
I
Temper sucks.
am sorry. I do have some issues. As a good-hearted Lutheran woman, I just can't with you Catholics. Yeah, a group of disc golfers witnessed a baby hammerhead shark fall from the sky while in the middle of a game in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A disc golfer and 3 of his friends were at hole 11 at the Splinter City Disc Golf Course in Myrtle Beach when they saw a Seahawk carrying his latest catch, he said. Okay, so by the way, Seahawks go by a different name, and I was too embarrassed of mispronouncing it, so I just changed the word to Seahawk. Osprey?
Oh, yes.
What?
Osprey.
How is that pronounced?
Osprey.
I assumed it was
I
phonetically.
think it is
but-
related to the albatross.
Okay, so picture that. Anyway, it said it's long been known as a Seahawk, so I said we're gonna go Seahawk on this.
Yeah,
story
Seahawk's
today.
fine. It's a very
We're just
colloquial
gonna
term.
go.
And they're
Yeah,
all dinosaurs anyway. So whatever, you can just call a little dinosaur.
They are. We're gonna get chickens at some point, and I can't wait to be raising a bunch of little dinosaurs in our backyard. Okay, so anyway, so the group, they watched as 2 crows chase this bird into some trees, and then when they went to investigate, they found the shark. This shark, baby hammerhead shark. But I guess I kind of gave it away. I was going to ask you where you thought the shark had come from.
Did you? I wasn't listening close enough because I would assume it came from an aquarium or some
aquarium?
saltwater of some sort. Because
You're
that's a
saying like a-
saltwater
You're
fish.
saying like a
shark.
outdoor SeaWorld sort of thing, like a bird came and just snatched up a.
Oh, God. That'd be teaching
Where was
some
this
life
again?
lessons.
Sorry.
South Carolina,
See,
Myrtle
there's a
Beach.
I mean, there is the ocean there.
Well, it's the
They have
ocean.
an ocean.
Oh well, yeah,
course.
it was probably.
Probably just came from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came
That's
from
not
the
as
ocean.
fun though as somebody has pet hammerhead sharks.
Well, last week I didn't get to ask my question of how you guys feel about normal people having wild animals as pets, because the zebra got loose, the otter was loose. When I worked at the Ottumwa Courier, right out of college, worst 6 months of my life, I know I've talked about that before, an ostrich got loose and was running through town, and it came barreling through someone's sliding glass door. It just ran right through it because it thought it was like a competing
Another
male.
ostrich.
And those fuckers are mean. Sorry,
Oh,
I had to use
that
it.
was
They
a good
are.
use of it. That was a good
Oh,
use
that
of
was
it.
too early. And I love ostriches because you can like really see the dinosaur. Like you look at a robin, you're kind
They
of
have
like, I
like
don't know.
Serena Williams legs, like thighs for days. Those things could play a
Saquon
competitive
Barkley
game.
thighs.
Okay, or Serena Williams. Have you seen her legs? My God, I wouldn't want to get stuck in between there. Would you, Scott? Would you want to get stuck in? Maybe this is why people think I'm a lesbian. Maybe. Okay,
It might be
I understand.
among
I'm
other
getting
reasons.
What's the other reason?
Thank you, Connor. Yes, I was overthinking. Oh, come on. You have a long list of reasons. That's why Cade's aunt thought you for sure were lesbian
again.
until you said outright, I'm not one. It wasn't being married
that's
to a
not what
man.
happened.
It
That's
wasn't
not what
having
happened.
beautiful children.
That's not what happened. Okay.
It was when you said you wanted to be between Serena Williams' thighs.
No, I
So-
said I wouldn't want to get stuck in between Serena Williams' thighs. And who would? I mean, boom, boom.
Kenzie was talking the week my Aunt Barbara was here. Kenzie was talking about how her mom thought she, and
Like the
my
ladies.
Aunt Barbara was
Lizard
like, you know
liquor.
what? I can kind of, I kind of get where her mom was. She was defending your mom. She's like, I kind of get where it was. Also, just I think the way you and I talk to each other, Kenzie, very brother centric.
Yeah. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. So I think it's just like,
brother.
it's just things like that. I don't know. I will defend my Aunt Barbara to the day I die. though.
I love your Aunt Barbara. I've never met her, but she's in a relation to you. I consider her good people. I really thought it was because of the outfit that I wore to our photo shoot, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're right.
I thought that was a
did."
fine outfit. I didn't like.
Yeah.
Say,
It was a
oh,
fine outfit.
She looked,
It was a
no,
fine
not
outfit.
like that. I was just saying I didn't
Yeah.
have any indication of lesbianism throughout that outfit.
Yeah, I have a pretty good read for these things, and I didn't see it either.
You know
Mackenzie,
what? I
sorry.
will come out and not come out. Bad wording.
It's terrible
I will,
timing.
I
Yeah,
will
come on.
state right now. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. It was during those formative years when the hormones were just doing their thing. And I watched the movie Joe Dirt because I was responsible for babysitting all my little cousins. Okay. And
Wait,
of
just
course,
to be
I let
clear,
them watch
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. Okay. Well,
Yes. Okay. All right. Yep. Go ahead.
Here's why. We were watching, my cousins had HBO. And so you know that HBO would play those good movies, and then they would replay them. I was babysitting all my little cousins, and Joe Dirt was on. And I'm going to tell you, when Brandy came on screen, I really had to sit with myself because I was like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. I think
Wait,
I
Brandy
like
of Brandy and
Brandy.
Monica? The boy is mine?
Brandy on Joe Dirt. Have you never seen?
You know what? I never did actually sit down and watch Joe Dirt. I feel like I lived that my life, so I didn't need to see the movie.
We need to pull you felt like you lived the Joe Dirt experience.
I grew up in Mount Carmel. Yeah.
No,
We got a
I'm
lot
sorry.
of cars parked on lawns.
You're referring to actress Brittany Daniel.
Yeah, we need
Brittany
to bring her
Daniel.
up. Can we bring her up?
Yes. Can I see a photo of this person? I will.
And specifically from Joe Dirt, if I don't want to be
okay.
picky.
Yep. Give me one
If so,
moment.
Yeah, I was
I'm
just-
going to tell you something.
You felt
She came
alive?
on screen and I was like, oh my God, I might be into girls. But then, I saw Kid Rock and I was like, oh no, he's way hotter.
Yeah, I'm seeing your vision. Hold on. One moment.
Oh boy.
You guys will get it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Genzo.
Yeah, you will get it. She is extremely attractive. I think she went on to be in House of Cards, maybe. No.
Okay.
No.
No,
Maybe.
it wasn't that.
Maybe it was. You'll have
Here
to
we
tell
go. The moment we've been waiting for. Who?
Yeah.
Brittany Daniel.
Is that her?
me. Yeah, that's her.
That's
Yeah,
the
she looks
one.
like. Yeah, I mean. Yeah,
When she's-
I could see it. But
Yeah.
what happened after this? Then you just never felt that way about a woman again?
I know when a woman is a beautiful woman. I know when a woman is a beautiful woman. Yeah. Of
I feel
course,
the
I'm-
same way about men. I know
Yeah.
for sure when I see an attractive man, it just doesn't do anything for me.
It doesn't.
No. And I tried because I thought if I had a little bit of
tried?
minority in me, that I would probably be
Oh,
cooler and people would
my
accept me
God.
more. You remember when you're a kid and you're
Scott.
like, nobody likes me. What if I fake this or that or whatever?
What if I broke my arm?
Yeah.
What if I'm gay?
Yeah, what if I'm
Scott.
gay? Yeah. I mean,
That'd be cool. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this on the side.
yeah.
Just to
But
see?
it just doesn't, it's not, it just never was something for me, despite everyone's surprise, I guess.
I
But
don't know,
I recognize
Scott.
a handsome man when I see one. And I
Who's
got
the
no
hottest guy
problem
you've
with
ever
it.
seen?
Harrison Ford in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
I feel
all right.
is
It's not a bad
the
answer.
preeminent, if you're going to pick the most handsome a human being can be, Harrison Ford in Raiders of the Lost Ark is as great as it gets, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, that's great.
Thank
Okay,
you,
before
Cade,
we
for
do
agreeing.
move on to top topics, I was thinking about the whole disc golf situation, okay? The hammerhead shark falling onto the disc golf course. And I'm so sorry. Whenever I hear disc golf, I immediately think like nerd.
Oh,
Do
really?
you-
I think high. They're smoking
Oh,
doobies
go
out
smoke
there.
some
That's why people are playing.
marijuana.
Yeah, they invented disc golf so that people could walk around in the
Weed.
forest and smoke weed. Yeah. Maybe pick a
okay.
few mushrooms. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Well, I really think it's nerdy. So I put
But-
together a
oh.
list of the nerdiest sports, and I want us to go through them really quick. I want you to tell me the nerdiest sport, okay?
Okay. All right. Chess should be number one, I guess.
Chess. Sure. Next,
You were supposed to say it's
Segway.
not a sport. Okay.
It's a game. Segway polo, which is polo while riding
Polo
Segway.
on a Segway.
Yes. I would want, if I
That
saw that,
is-
I would want to go through there and push all those nerds to the ground. Like that would make me actually angry to see people playing a sport on Segway. That would piss me off.
They would destroy you if they're on a Segway.
Okay,
which
this
was
is
so
exactly like
dangerous
the
it killed its
gorilla,
inventor.
the gorilla versus the 100 men. I think I
Yeah.
could take a bunch of nerds on a bunch of Segways.
Even if they
You
have
don't
polo
think?
sticks.
Oh, true. I don't know. I'm
Boom,
kind of
boom.
stealthy. I can like move.
So your answer to the Segway nerds is to be ninja-like.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is not nerdy at all.
No.
Okay. Badminton. Thoughts?
Oh, I want to say that, but like athletes play badminton, and that shuttlecock gets to be over 120 miles per hour.
Shuttlecock. That is what Father Hart was doing on the toilet. Shuttlecock. He was
That-
shuttlecocking you.
I hated that part of the show, but that made it worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Kate is so bad for me because my worst jokes Kate laughs at, and
I know.
that's just our relationship.
I
And
thought
it'll
I was
never
going to
end.
be
I
the
love you,
liability
Kate.
of the show, and so far, you guys are leading the way.
Here's the thing. We are death by 1,000 cuts or whatever. You
Mm-hmm.
come in with like the kill, like you come in with the big, massive, just, and we're all at a loss. We can't
Yeah,
even.
okay.
It's hard to recover. Okay. Fencing.
Oh,
Thoughts?
epiblades, EPEE. If you play crosswords, you'll know that one. My buddy Jim loves that word. I think
Jim. Classic.
I don't think so.
You
Really?
don't think?
Fencing is nerdy? I feel like
think
now
it's-
it's very,
it's
I
like
think
a
of it as a
rich
rich
sport.
person sport, right?
Yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
it's a country club sport.
Me too. I don't
But-
necessarily agree with this next one either.
Okay.
Curling. I don't
Oh,
think
no,
that's
that's
nerdy.
not
I think
nerdy.
I think
No,
that's
that's American.
Midwest. Yeah, it's
Even though it was
American.
created,
I was gonna say,
I
that's
don't know where it was.
Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah, that's like the.
You know what
It's
though? I think the
American.
Native
It's
Americans
American.
probably created it, so we're gonna take credit for that as well.
Native
Uh,
Americans. Yeah, yeah.
Rolling a stone while drinking a beer and using a broom. I mean, come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I kind of.
Hey, you're looking. I got
right
runner up at intramural sports at Iowa State in curling. Lost in a sudden
Oh.
death push off. I was the skipper. I was very good at curling. I do believe that I could have, if I would have practiced, I could have become an Olympic curler. I know a
Yeah,
lot of
girls
people
for
say
the
that
girls.
and they're full of crap. I'm serious.
I
I'm
believe
totally
you.
serious.
I believe
Just like
you.
basketball. I would, if I grew up now in basketball, jacking threes and driving hard at the rim, I'd probably make the NBA. Like I was ahead of my time.
I will support your delusion on that, Scott, because
Thank
I love you. Code wrestling / hackathons.
Code wrestling.
I think that's necessary. Yeah.
What's that?
Code wrestling. These events involve competitors writing code to solve complex problems, showcasing their programming and problem-solving skills.
Oh yeah, that's not a sport.
We
that's,
need them
that's
these days.
speed coding is maybe is like, but yeah, that's
wrestling.
totally, that's very nerdy. That's like, I'm sorry, I don't know who just put the video games up there, but yeah, video games ain't a sport either. And even
That's the
chess, I
last
have to
one,
admit,
actually.
it's not.
Video
Oh,
game
sorry.
competitions and memory championships, which these competitions test participants' ability to memorize and recall vast amounts of information, requiring exceptional focus in memory techniques. I will remember nothing unless you have wronged me, and then I will remember that for the rest of my life. And you know who
It's
else will
all
remember
full of
that?
receipts.
My mother. My
Yeah.
mother. We're not
I
gonna
got them
forget.
filed away alphabetically right up
Me
here
too.
and chronological order. I can have them. My filing system up here is incredible. I
For
know
anything
if you.
or just for someone who's wronged you?
Oh, yeah, somebody who's wronged me. Yeah,
You know who's not like that?
I'm holding. What's that?
Go ahead.
I'm holding on to things from my childhood,
Me too.
and I will get revenge.
It
It will
fuels
happen.
us. You know, it when we do finally become successful someday, I feel like it's just right around the corner here. It's just got to be,
Oh.
you know?
You know how Arya had her list, Sir Meryn, the
Uh-huh.
Hound.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
I have that
Mhm.
list. Except
got it too.
I don't want to kill anyone. That's too final.
I
I
don't want
want
to
to
kill
go
anyone
full
either.
Ramsay Bolton, psychologically, of course, not physically. That's against the law.
You want to cut off your
Okay, all right. I
and
picked the
feed
wrong
it to the
character. I did.
dogs? Is that what
was
you're
the
saying
wrong.
here?
That was the wrong character. I'm sorry.
I'm saying you and I are like that. But the one person who's not like that, I feel, is Cade. I don't feel
No,
like Cade
Cade.
would
Come
hold a
on.
grudge.
Be honest, Cade. You hold
No,
receipts.
man. I hold big grudges.
Yeah.
Do?
Yes.
I'm actually so
Yeah.
surprised by that. I'm so surprised by
And
that.
there are receipts
Yeah.
up here for people, and I bet you two are like this too. They would have no idea. They have no idea.
Oh,
No, there-
yeah.
There was an individual that moved out of the apartment I was, because we were splitting rent like 4 ways. They moved out while I was sick in the hospital and just didn't tell us anything. So I had to pay like 2 people's worth of rent while I was in the hospital. And if I ever, they live in Iowa now too. If I ever, they pray I never see them.
Give
Well,
me
I
their
just added a
address.
new receipt to my brain.
Me
Send me
too.
their name when you get off, all right?
Give me
I'd like
their
to
name.
I'd like to add it to my
I'll look them up
my
on the
list.
Facebook faster than you can say hello. Okay.
I love a good old grudge. It's got to be worth it though. It can't, like, if it's stupid, like pointless stuff from like high school or just someone, you know, just something immature based, I think it's different. But if it's someone like actually
Disagree.
being, okay,
Have you
well,
ever had a grudge and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you like cannot
That's
stand this
fair.
person because of something that they did, and then you go
Yes.
back, but you just know you're carrying that with you, and then you go back and revisit the actual root of you actually visit what was going on, and then you realize like, oh, I can actually erase this one from my whiteboard of my brain because it wasn't that big of a deal. But you've carried it with you. You've carried the feeling of the resentment with you forever. I mean, I've done that. Like, am I actually mad, or was I 16 and they called me fat?
Hey, it
And they
still
did.
counts. It
It
still
does still count.
counts.
that's what
You know
I'm
what?
referring to though, Kenzie. Like those kind of grudges where it's like I'd overreacted to a pointless
Yeah.
comment someone said when when we
Yeah.
were all shitheads. But to
Well, now I'm
Scott's credit,
stressed.
some of them are worse than the others. So I'm sure
You're right.
Scott has some trauma there.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, Scott was,
Me?
he's very well adjusted.
Thank you.
Oh, the most well-adjusted man I know.
Gosh.
Top topics.
All right. Let's jump into top topics brought to you by geez. I swear I'm not drinking, but I have been slurring a few words this morning. So maybe
What
I am,
is in
maybe
there?
I'm not.
Just water?
Water with some electrolytes.
And some
'cause, you know, I
Zins?
was,
Do
No
you steep
Zins.
your Zins?
I do steep my Zins. Yes, I do. I get that. Sorry, you're bringing back.
I feel like
Trauma.
so many people listening right now use Zins.
They're probably packed their
They probably do, man.
little lips full of Zin right now. I know
Man,
Jeff
just
E.
little
partakes
upper
in the
decky to
Zen
start
culture.
the day.
I just think they're really gross. Like it's
I've
not
never
as bad
tried.
as like it's much better than pulling out your tin,
Or
throwing
cigarettes.
that sucker in. Oh yeah, I'd rather Zin
Oh.
than cigarettes. Like
Hell
if I'm
no.
going to use tobacco, I'd use a Zin.
Well,
I smoked that cigarette on our photo
Nicotine,
shoot.
I should say.
I felt like the baddest bitch. I mean,
You
I
look
took
like a bad bitch
Okay, but you have
smoking
to-
that
I look
cig.
like
you have to
Thank
take
you.
people like me in consideration who can't do such
True.
things. And
True.
I obviously I know the best option is to do none of them, but I'm, I know that. I realize that, but we're not there.
Was
So
that
let's
your,
just move
was that your
past it.
father's voice just coming out?
Yes.
Don't
just-
do any of that.
We're not there, so let's just move past it. This is where we are.
this is where we are.
This is where we are.
Oh my God. Okay. Here is what 1.7 billion words of online text shows about how the world swears. So it turns out swearing might actually be good for your mental health, unlike the zinning and cigarettes and dipping, and your relationships. But who in the world is swearing the most and who's doing it with flair? The answers might surprise you, Scott. So a recent study analyzed 1.7 billion words used across 20 English-speaking regions. So here they are right here, if you are watching. It goes from the United States all the way down to Ghana. Okay,
No
it
Ghana
found.
spoke English. Okay.
Well, apparently they do.
Yeah. I
It
just
found
learned something new.
597 forms of swear words, from standard words like shit, to creative spellings like spelling asshole but with a 4 in place of the A,
That's lame.
to acronyms like WTF. So that all counts.
That all
okay?
counts. Okay. All right.
Yes. And so they took the words from words made publicly available web data. So news articles, organizational websites, government, institutional publications, and blogs. But they did not use USA. They did not use any social media or private messaging. Okay. So just websites, organizational, educational, all that. And it found vulgar words made up 0.036% of all words in the data set from the United States. So 0.036% of all 1.7 billion words.
Okay.
That's kind
And
of
we're
a lot.
number one. United
And
States
we are
number one.
one.
We
Yep.
beat Great Britain by a significant margin, which it's harder for them to swear because they're lacking teeth.
These are
And
written
also-
words, mind you, and Australia, because
Yeah,
it's
Australia.
in Ireland.
Yeah, where is
It's like
Ireland?
I
Seven.
thought my motherland was gonna be higher.
Yeah,
but it's
Ireland,
not.
they say it all the time. What do you throw it in there? But they say, you spell it F-E-C-K if you
Yeah.
wait it out. Say, feck, you fecker. You know what I'll be
Exactly.
doing there? You know what to be saying? I'll take you down into the pint. Yeah, fecker.
I
See, it's not swearing.
I think the only place that I thought was gonna top USA if there's anything was probably like Britain. Honestly,
Yes.
so that makes a lot of sense.
Yes,
I am
in this
surprised not
article-
to see Ireland though. Or
Oh,
see
it is.
Ireland so low. It's right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it is
yeah,
a pretty
it's-
small
1, 2,
like
3,
place,
4,
right? So I
5,
mean
6,
that's
7.
Very
you
small.
have to think about how impressive that is for the amount of people there are there.
I think most of that percentage from Ireland comes from Conor McGregor too. So
Well, they can't tap into his social media, so it's all website and all of that stuff. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with this. I'm just laughing at the comment. Dude from Iowa said India is soft, and I just thought that was so funny.
the Pakistanis have been saying that for years.
India is soft. Soft hands, brother.
Oh man, but India and Pakistan are tied. Oh,
bunch of-
India's soft because they don't cuss is so funny to me.
bunch of dorks. I bet they also disc golf the
Bunch of
hell. Yeah, they
dorks,
just
dude.
love it.
Yeah, they probably
Um,
disc golf all day there.
They do just
Malaysia
golfing
being
and keeping
surprising, coming in
Yeah.
the top 6. Okay, wow.
Scott, what do you think was the most used swear word?
Okay, I'm gonna pick the. I think motherfucker.
Why did you throw the mother in there, dude?
Well, because it's one word.
I think it's just the end of that. That's my
No.
guess. I think
I
it's
think
just
that
fuck.
that's the best
Yes, it's
swear, right? I mean, I feel like a
It's
lot of us use it.
yeah. I want to know, what is your favorite? Cade, what's
Oh.
your favorite swear word?
It's definitely fuck because it just rolls off the tongue. I like to say it in non-conventional places though, as opposed to like mother effer. I'll just say son of a fuck or something, or like
Yeah.
just something like
yeah.
that.
Oh, a
Just
variation. I like
yes,
that.
I just like to shake it up a little bit, or
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. Scott,
Okay.
what's yours?
I don't. Okay, I have to give a little bit of a disclaimer, and please turn off the podcast
God.
right now if you okay, because this is. We
feel
go
like
back
I have-
to Great Britain, and I think one of the reasons why Great Britain is so high is because they use one of my favorite words.
See you next Tuesday?
all the time. See you next Tuesday. But they don't use it in our way. It's like I would call Cade, I would see him using a zin, and I'd be like, "Hey, you're being cunty right now," right? Like that's how they would use it in England.
That's
That's not how we use it in America. But I like to use it in the English way.
Yeah, but you're not there.
I feel like there's
You're
been
here.
kind of a turnaround, and it's been the see you next Tuesday has been turned into a word of endearment for. It's like a word of not girl power, but girl
Yeah.
Feminism?
Empowerment?
feminism, girl empowerment, something like that. But it's like it's serving that. It's serving see you next Tuesday. Like I feel like I
It's
hear
a
people say that
powerful
all the
word.
time.
It's powerful.
Yeah, I feel like it's turned around. The word has turned around a little bit in the past couple of years.
And in England,
is a good
word. I agree.
England, they use it as a, it's like calling somebody mate. Like they'll use it that friendly. to bust your buddy's balls, I guess. So anyway, that's one of my favorite words.
Nice. I like a good classic son of a bitch.
I like
I
That,
just
that
like
one
that.
does work.
That's
It
number 2 for me,
flows.
but I like a little like inflection with it, like you son of a beach.
I-
Something, you son of
Just
a
take the
beach.
edge off of it.
I don't know why the running joke in our house and our family is, oh, son of a bitch. I don't know what happened. There was some story that we took that from, and that's the only part that's carried through. So we'll just go, oh, son of a bitch.
That's
And it's
pretty
really
funny.
fun. You should try it sometime.
Next time something
As a-
minorly inconvenient happens to me,
Yes.
I will do just that. And I'll let you know.
I am thinking now,
Yeah.
what do I use them? I feel like I use God damn it a
Yeah,
lot when I
you
don't
know-
think about it, but it puts a lot, like there's a lot of anger in there, right?
Yeah.
And
I
just
think
that
you're right.
I use
think-
that one all the time. And when I
Yeah.
was did plays at the Playhouse, jeez.
I'm sorry, I had to pop that one up. That was too good. That was too
Ryder,
good.
watch your mouth.
Yeah,
We
watch
need
your
to move
mouth,
on.
man.
We
No,
gotta move
Ryder's
on
been
after
defending
that.
me
My
in this
God,
chat.
you
I
can't.
appreciate that. Oh,
Yeah, it's great again.
Yep.
It's,
it already
it's
is,
gonna
brother.
be great.
It
It's
already is,
brother. Do you feel closer to someone when they cuss?
Oh,
Like when you have a
100%.
relation, yeah.
So
Oh,
that's one thing that's very interesting in my family is like my if anyone's watched any of Happy Hour, they know Jenny's got a bit of a sailor mouth on her. But my dad's
Love
the
it.
exact opposite because he's media trained and everything. So he's
Yes.
he's pretty good at not cussing. But so when he does cuss, it is very funny because he really saves it for
It's
something
a choice.
good. Yes,
You
it's a
know
choice.
that it's it's good. Yeah.
You know
yeah.
he's doing it intentionally, and that's something I do
Yes.
respect. Me, on the other hand, I have learned more from Jenny, and I do apologize to Dad for that. But sometimes it's fun to just let it fly, brother.
I hear you, brother. My dad, and I am an old woman at this point. Even if he hears me, he'll be like, "Hey, watch your mouth."
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
know.
grown ass woman, but I respect it. I respect
Grown ass
it
woman with kids.
with kids.
Watch your
Yeah, and I will say, and I'm gonna out myself here. The kids have bad languages.
One time, Sam Lozada said one time I heard Keith call someone a dick one time, and I about spat out my drink. It's pretty accurate. And let me tell you, Sam, that person had to be a dick, dude.
Yeah.
That's
had to-
yeah. I think I might have been
Really
on the
suck.
receiving end of that one a few times.
Oh God, how funny. Well, a lot of swear words are coming out about this next story, and that is Busch Light rolls out a new flavor. Hot off the heels of Busch Light Apple's return, Busch Light is dropping its next bold flavor innovation to make this summer the most sublime yet. Introducing Busch Light Lime. I gotta say, I'm actually excited about this because I love a limey drink in the summer.
Are you
I
gonna
think
call
this
these?
sounds-
Are you gonna call these bimes? I know that the Bush apples are bapples. So are these bimes? Then?
They
Or what
are
would they be? They be bimes?
bapples. I've never heard that. Bapples?
You've never heard a Bush apple be called a bapple?
No, this is new
No.
slang to me.
Everyone
You're supposed to be
calls
your
Bush-
Gen Z slang.
No, everyone calls Bush
Yes.
apples bapples. I swear to God.
Everyone's saying it. No, Cade, I've never heard that once.
Well, then I assume you won't be calling them bimes.
How
but
many of
Hell
these
no.
Bush Bapples have you drank?
I've
there,
had a couple
Cade?
of them. I haven't had. I'm not a big beer guy, so I
Yeah.
haven't had a lot of. I haven't had a lot.
As
of
I've gotten
apples in my
older,
day.
I have to say I've been calling back to drinking Busch Light. It's what everybody drank when I was a kid, and it just like when I want to have a beer, a cold beer, like I want it to feel. I think nostalgia is what I'm looking for, and Busch Light gives me that.
I'm
now,
sorry,
Busch Light Lime will
is
not.
good. No, Busch
Is
Light.
that your go-to,
because I
Kenzo?
love. No, I like if
Or
I'm
like
gonna drink beer,
beer-wise?
which I don't drink beer that often. If I'm gonna have a beer, I like a Michelob Ultra, but I really like the Michelob
Ultra.
Ultra Cactus Lime,
Oh,
and it's so good. It's so refreshing. So I think that Busch Light Lime is gonna be a lot like that
You're
because Busch
such a
Light,
normie.
whatever,
God.
yeah. Go
Golly.
drink
whatever.
Go drink your bread soda, Scott. Go drink your freaking
Yes,
IPA.
yes.
Your hazy IPA.
Got, yeah. Someone sent me a video the other day. It said, this IPA is so good. And it said the IPA that he went up, he licked a tree and took a bite of a full orange and said that's basically what an IPA tastes like.
Here's the thing. Do you know why most people like Busch Light and they like Coors Light or Mick Ultra? Is
Because
because
it's cheap.
No, well, that of course.
And
price.
low in calories and
People
light.
do not like. Most people do not like the taste of beer. They don't. So you get the least beer flavored beer you can.
That makes
And then
sense.
you're drinking it, and then you get the high from the alcohol, which is the reason why people drink alcohol and push themselves. Imagine all of us have had that moment in our life where we're like, man, alcohol tastes terrible. I'm going to make myself like it. And I'll just keep drinking it and drinking it. Oh, and then you finally get to the point where you're like, oh, yeah, the top notes of this alcohol are very, very good. No, we're just trying to get high because life is hard. I digress.
Life's a garden, dig it. Again, Joe Dirt. I quote that movie more than I should.
Actually,
I
a
think
really
Bush,
good quote.
It's a great quote.
We
Bush Light
might have
lime's
to have an
gonna taste-
overthinking watch party for Joe Dirt. My
Okay.
first watch.
I was gonna say
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had many beers in my day because I just am not a big fan of them. But Bush is probably number 2 on my list. I was gonna say Coors is number 1 for sure for me. Out of the ones I've had, I've enjoyed Coors.
The less
most.
filling is important. Like it.
Yeah.
Man, you drink. I mean, there's some really good beers out there, but you have one of them, and it's like, oh, I can't do anymore.
People are a little upset over on the Twitter. So this
Uh-oh.
just came out this morning, and the people were obsessed with the Bapples. What are you pointing
It says
at?
Bapple. It says bring back Bapple. I told you.
Where?
Second
Where?
one. Unless you want these ice
Oh.
protests to look like a child's birthday party, bring back Bapple.
Wow.
Boo. Already
I
had
told you
Bud Light
guys.
Lime.
It's
Make
not
apple
even-
all summer. Nobody asked for this. Bitch.
I give me a gin and tonic.
Oh, shush. Will we actually see these in stores? Didn't see a single can of apple. I just love reading men's because, these are all men. I love reading their little comments in a sassy voice. Nobody
When
found
I was
apple
growing
once.
up, though, I'll have to tell you, men didn't drink Bush Light. Men drank Bush Heavy. They put that Bush Diesel out there, and the
Hell
women
yeah.
drank the Bush Light. Now it's
Those
changed.
men were probably heavy too.
They were. Yeah. they
There was a
were
lot more
probably heavy.
testosterone back in the day.
High tea, baby. All right, on to our next story. And this is one where we are going to need listener participation. This is huge. This is huge for our overthinking community. This is huge for one of our very own. Cade is on the hunt for a favorite Major League Baseball team. It has been brought to our attention that he, when everyone else is bailing from America's pastime, everyone else is taking the easy way out. They said, oh, it's boring. Oh, it sucks. Oh, I don't like the way they do things. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Cade says, no,
Nah.
I'm standing up for what is right,
what
and
I'm
I'm
doing.
leaning
And I'm
in.
proud to be an American.
Yep.
He
the,
sang this
uh,
weekend at the Flag Day parade, and I said, he wrote that song about Canada too, to my whole family, and they were like, okay. So me just
You're
shitting on
literally Debbie
Lee
Downer.
Greenwood.
You're the Debbie Downer in that SNL skit. Like,
Wah, wah.
this was
Exactly.
made for Canada too.
Kate, so
Yeah.
you actually want to get into baseball in 2025.
I do,
This is
yeah.
something
Hell
you
yeah.
want to do.
It is, yeah. So I'm not a Marlins fan. I knew that was coming. Yeah. No, I was waiting for it.
You
yeah.
wear this hat every week.
Yeah, I do. That is fair. For a multitude of reasons. A, I have a bunch of family in Florida, and so I'd go there and they'd have Marlins hats aplenty. And B, I just like the color of it.
Okay, so far you're laying out a great reason to pick the Florida Marlins.
I'm not
Are the
picking the
Are
Florida
they Miami
Marlins.
Marlins now?
No, yes, and that's why I'm not picking them because they
Oh yeah,
all their branding sucks now, and that's just not going to cut it.
not gonna cut it.
So yeah, so I grew up. I was kind of a fan watching growing up. Like I like David Ortiz, so I watched Red Sox baseball, but I wasn't
Guy
like
who
really
used
into
steroids?
baseball. Yeah, sure.
I
don't
love
know.
a steroid man.
Yeah,
I love
hell
it.
yeah. But I haven't really chosen a team to religiously follow, and I don't really follow any sports teams. I just follow sports, and I thought MLB is the perfect place to start with. I have a top 3 that I'm deciding between.
Okay.
I'll let you guys
Okay.
contribute
First,
afterwards.
I need to understand more. Why in the hell would you do this?
Okay.
Baseball, to Mackenzie's point, all the things she said are exactly what I'd say. The sport sucks. It's so boring.
Let me give you-
It's always been boring. It always has been, but it was less
so comforting.
boring.
It's so comforting. It's a good sport, Cade. I'm
It
glad
is
you're doing this.
the best in-person experience of any sport, in my opinion. I think the baseball, like going to a baseball stadium and just, I think all of that is more fun than like an NFL game. NFL games, you can't see shit. I've been to NFL games. You can't see shit, especially when
Preach,
Kyler Murray's
brother.
the quarterback because he's so freaking small. Can't see anything.
Tiny.
Basketball is really fun to watch in person too, but I don't know, dude. It's just something about going to the baseball on a perfect summer day and just watching it is awesome. But I started playing MLB The Show, and that's a baseball video game, and that has got me into the sport as well. So it's just a bunch of mini factors. And also, Hassel just completely shitting on baseball this weekend kind of was like, you know what? I want to find a team.
Hassel and I don't always agree on everything, but he's absolutely right about this. I grew up watching on WGN every Cub game we could. We spent all summer playing in the Sandlot. Baseball was life. And
I think
then
it's going to come back.
I think
How?
it is too. I
How?
think
I
it's
just
going
think
to come
it
back
is.
too.
I don't know.
This is what the world needs right now. There's so much chaos, and we need to
The
slow
world
down.
wants a slow sport. That's
Yes,
what they want.
we need to slow down and just kind of take a step back and just calm the hell down.
I feel like
Everything
you're
is
making the point against baseball right
It's
now.
something I can watch.
No.
Like, it's on during the day. It's on at all times, which I think is something.
If you're not blacked out, of course, we should just say that.
Well,
yeah, that's a big problem.
I have my resources. That doesn't matter. Okay. And I'm not and
Well,
I don't know. I'm becoming a grown man. It just seems like a thing that me as an adult man should be into is baseball.
So
It
your
just
reason
feels
for getting
right.
into baseball is because it's slow, boring, and for old people.
Scott,
not
you
slow,
stop.
boring
You
for old
considered being
people.
gay
Come
to be
on.
popular. So knock it off.
Man,
right
if I
now.
knew I wanted to be president back in the day, I would have taken the same path that Pete Buttigieg has taken. But I just didn't have the foresight.
Okay. Yeah. There'd be a lot of foreskin in your future. Okay.
Oh my god.
Any Hoosers. Cade, you said you have 3 top
I got like
candidates.
3 current candidates at the very moment. So number 1 is the Kansas City Royals.
I
They're
love
close.
that.
They're close. I could drive to games there. I was
George
a big
Brett.
fan of Alex Gordon as a child.
Okay, I was a fan of George Brett as a child. This
Yes.
is very much seeing the difference between us. Okay,
I've heard of George Brett. Yeah, I'm familiar with the name.
he pooped his pants once. You can
okay.
look that up.
Right on.
Your father loves
Oh.
that video.
Oh, no. Bummer for his pants.
And Andy,
Anyways,
yeah. Go ahead. Mhm.
number
Royals?
2, San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
Ugh.
That feels a little trendy.
It's not it's not because of the
They've won way too
Devers
many World
thing.
Series.
that's my
Yeah.
thought, but I had to include them because everyone in the Iowa Everywhere group chat wanted the vast majority of people were convincing me to be a Giants fan. I owe them.
Oh.
I also played for the Giants when I played
Oh,
baseball as a kid.
Cute.
So,
Okay.
And
Okay.
Coach Mike Woody was my coach. Fun fact.
Oh.
Mr. Movie himself. So
How would he
well.
review your games?
That's a good question.
With a
I had the
broken
best
connection?
on base percentage, but I walked a lot. But I was
You know
fast,
what?
man.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were. Getting
on
I was
base is
stealing
getting on
bases.
base.
Yeah. I was
Okay, what's your
That's great.
third option?
This is my top option as of now, but I will have my final decision by next episode. It's the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay. Okay.
Wait,
Another
can we?
close
What
little
about
drive.
not the Cubs? Why are the Cubs not in on
Cubs,
this?
Why the
Cubs won a
where's
World
the
Series too
Cardinals?
recently.
Okay, well, then the
Cardinals won a
Royals
World
are out
Series
too.
recently. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
There's only one option, and I hate the Brewers back in the day when I cared about baseball. I think of those 3 choices, the Brewers are the best. They're
Can I tell
really
you
good
why?
gear.
Can I tell you why?
yes.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Okay. They have very good gear. You said it. They went back to their retro branding. It looks amazing. But
it does.
the number one top reason is because they are one of the only teams that have never won a World Series. And I think
Got to root for the underdog.
I want to root for something that hasn't won shit yet. 'Cause
I think this has been my philosophy. This is how I became a Bills fan, a Pelicans fan, a Tottenham fan. Although we finally just won our first trophy in like 70,000 years, well, I forget now where I was at. But Davis Love III, he never won a major until he finally did. I agree. I love this. I love that you're going to pick a team that's you. But I think the Brewers are too good. I think you need to go worse.
But
The worst of the worst.
there aren't that many
Who's the
bad
worst?
teams that haven't won a World Series is the thing though. And all the
What
ones
about
that
the
have
D-backs? You lived in Arizona.
They won
you
a
got
World
the
Series. They
desert.
beat the Yankees in Game 7 in 2001.
Oh, Luis Rodriguez.
Yeah.
No,
Were you
Gonzalez.
even born
Sorry.
yet? Were you born
Gonzalez.
yet in
I was
2001?
I was fresh out, homie.
That was.
All right.
You were.
All right.
You came around. Yeah, that was just
Nice.
after 9/11.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exciting
Yeah.
year for
Broken
me.
bat. Yeah.
Big year for our country.
What about
Good
the
times.
Pirates?
I thought about them. They've won a World Series, though.
They got cool gear.
But I also
They
want
do
to
have cool
do something
gear.
I could just kind of get to if I really wanted to. Like the Cubs play nearby, the Cardinals play by. They play the Brewers all the time. I could actually drive to Wisconsin if I wanted to.
You could drive to
I
St.
feel.
Louis.
Yeah.
I did
I mean,
think about the Cardinals too,
Yeah.
Kenzie, because I know you're a Cardinals fan, and they probably have like some of the best jerseys in baseball.
Yeah.
I love their jerseys.
They do.
Cubs too. I love the Cubs too, but it's just too soon, unfortunately.
well,
It-
If
and
I
too
got
soon
that
for
on
the
them before their
scrubs.
World Series win, absolutely. But I just missed the train, and that's okay.
Do
you
not
had
become
only
a
had
Cubs
100 years
fan.
I
before
won't.
that.
I won't.
Because then you have to get one of those stupid flags
Those
where
dumbass
then you have to
W
go out
flags
and put
that
the
were-
W flag out. And there's someone
Guys.
in the Sigourney neighborhood, and theirs is out all the time. And I'm like, you're not
Good.
going to tell me that they won all of these games.
They
You're
have.
just not going to tell me that.
I don't
No,
know.
they haven't.
Okay,
No.
here's the thing, Cade. I think I would choose the Brewers if I were you, but I want to just make a last-ditch effort for you to not waste your time. Don't do this. Don't
this.
watch baseball until they actually fix the game.
No.
It is
That
an
was-
awful product, awful
was-
awful
No, it's
product
not.
right now.
That
All
was-
it
No,
is,
it's not.
yes, it is. It's just like throw as hard as you possibly can and try and hit the ball as far as you possibly can. Unfortunately,
That's
computers
wonderful.
have ruined baseball. Okay,
No, people who spend too much time on AI don't like baseball anymore. Are we going to fight again, Scott?
I will fight about this. I think baseball is a total waste of your time.
I think.
And again, I
you're
love
wrong.
baseball.
Kenzie-
Baseball is in my blood.
Yes.
It's an
yes, Cade.
awful product, and they have to fix it.
If
Yes,
by
Cade?
next Sunday I've chosen my team as the Brewers, let's hang out and watch the next Brewers Cardinals series.
I'll bring
Okay.
my
A game
pillow.
or two. And we can
Absolutely,
we can
yes.
just text Scott how much he sucks during it.
Yeah, I became a Cardinals fan during night. So you wouldn't have done this because you've been way too cool for this. But my parents picked me up from Bible camp. One of the worst weeks of my entire life, but that's a story for another day. And we went on family vacation, and we went to Kansas City. Then we went to St. Louis. St. Louis was playing the Cubs. It was when Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa were in the home run. Whatever. We watched Mark McGuire hit a home run. I think his. Oh God, I have the paper. It doesn't matter. But anyway, my dad.
So
my dad
1998?
said- it was 1998.
Okay.
Yep. My dad said, "You pick. You can be a Cubs fan or you can be a Cardinals fan." This
Oh,
is
wow.
before he hit the home run, by the way. And I said, "I think I'm going to go with the Cardinals."
Oh,
Ever since.
You
Yeah,
made a good
ever
decision
since.
in
I
terms
think so,
Awful.
too.
in terms
although
of
when was the last time the Cardinals won a World Series? God, I feel like it was
2006?
prior
no,
to,
they won one in
to the Cubs winning.
They won one with Pujols for sure.
And also the Cubs won back-to-back World Series in 1908 and 1909, and the Cardinals have never won
Jeez. That was
back-to-back
before the
World
Titanic.
Series.
Cardinals last
that's
one was
okay.
2011. So
2011.
it's been
And
a
there
hot
were
minute.
wild card championships, and if you win the World Series from the wild card position, it doesn't count as well as if you win your actual division. Because this idea that the playoffs have expanded so wide and we still play 162 games. Why? Because baseball has a ton of variance in it, so we have to play a lot to figure out who's actually the best. And no, let's just throw 162 games out of the way, and we'll just put a ton of teams into the playoffs and let that high variance sport figure it out. Bleh, sucks.
And now it's time for Cade's Random Rundown, sponsored by Iowa Corn Growers Association.
That was some of the funniest Scott rambling I've ever experienced. That was top tier.
Look at him just sitting back in
I'm
his
just
chair.
so mad. Like, put me in charge of baseball. I'll fix it.
I just think it's so Cade, I'm not gonna give you any advice on what team to pick. I'm just gonna one last time make a last ditch effort to convince you not to enjoy baseball.
I can't help it. I'm your friend, and I'm trying to help you.
Scott, you're wrong. As an Iowa Corn Growers Association member, you will help shape policies that impact your farm from local level to Washington, D.C. Iowa Corn Growers Association fights for priorities set by farmers, including higher ethanol demand, expanded trade opportunities, and key tax credits. Be a part of the movement shaping the future of Iowa corn agriculture and sign up now, right now, at iowacorn.org/join. Cade,
All
what
right,
do you got?
guys.
What do you got for us?
Nothing too fancy this week, but just some questions that are unimportant yet interesting.
I love it.
What kind of socks do you guys wear?
Oh,
This one's hard. Oh my God. This one has caused me so much consternation over the last few years. Because when I was in high school, the no-show socks became popular. So popular that the Kemper kids were starting to shave their legs. Yeah, the boys shaved their legs and wore these no-show socks. I hated it at the time because I liked the crew cut. But the peer pressure got me. And I've been wearing no-show socks for 25 years, but now they're out again.
Like
what am I supposed to do?
Are these the no-show that just scoop on the top of your foot? Because I will say, and I know ick is a controversial word, but seeing a man in a pair of no-show socks is the biggest ick on this planet. You look like you're trying out for the Nutcracker. You look like a ballerina. It's one of the most disgusting visuals. You can't burn that out of my head.
You don't like seeing ankle bones?
I don't like seeing a man's foot in a no-show sock.
Scott, I was in the same boat as you, man. I've always been a crew sock guy, and then high school came around, and everyone was wearing those ugly-ass Sperry's all of a sudden. And, I indulged in the no-show socks for a period of time, but I think once I hit, like, junior or senior year in high school, I said, we've already used our F-bomb. Screw this. Like... These are not comfortable. They give me blisters, and they don't look good. I don't understand why I'm doing this. I don't understand why other people are doing this. I went back to those Nike white crew socks, and I've been smooth sailing since.
Yeah.
It's the way to go. They're comfier, and I think they look better.
The problem is that all the guys my age are still wearing the socks we wore when you were young. So when I'm wearing the athletic socks now to like the midpoint of my calf, or a little lower than that, I suppose, I feel I'm really worried. It looks like I'm trying to be younger than I am, and I don't want to do that. So I bounced back and forth, but I need to commit to a pathway here. Is it okay for a 42-year-old man to wear athletic socks, the Nike white athletic socks with the little swoosh on it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Because my favorite socks in the whole world are during the wintertime. I wear the Darn Tough socks. Those best socks I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love them. But you can't wear those in 90-degree Iowa summers.
You can't.
Kenzie, what are you rocking?
I'm wearing the crew socks, or I know ankle socks are cringy these days, but nobody sees me. I'm not wearing tennis shoes like oot in a boot. When I'm going on my little walks, I'm wearing crew socks or ankle socks on my gravel road.
I think ankle socks are acceptable too. I have a few pairs of those, and those are acceptable. Just the no-shows are unacceptable. Yeah. It looks like you don't wash your feet. Wash your feet.
Yeah.
I would really love to see the over the calf come back with knickerbockers.
Over the calf.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Scott.
I would love.
I think you should
I
try
wish
to
that
do
was
it.
cool still, but it's not. Like I've tried to pull that look off, but nobody thinks it's cool.
No
My grandpa
takers.
Leo was over the calf. He was.
Hell yeah.
He was up to the
That's
shorts,
a
man.
Baller move.
Yeah.
Over the
He
calf.
was a baller too.
I believe it. I really like
Big
that.
L.
Big L. All right.
Ooh,
Kenzie,
big
is there
L.
anything that you are sick of people trying to convince you is great?
Yeah. Colostrum. I hear ad after ad trying to peddle this colostrum
What
shit.
the
And
hell
I'm
is
just going to tell you right now. Oh, yeah, like Armra. All these, they're like, colostrum. You need to take colostrum. It's going to benefit this, and this. I'm sorry. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. There's no way they are able to source all this colostrum. Plus, the colostrum is supposed to go to the baby cows. The colostrum is the milk that comes out before the real milk comes out. I just don't think that there is a system set up where they are able to effectively get all this colostrum, put it into powder, and then sell it to us, the consumer. I just don't believe that shit.
I am so blown away by how ready you were for that. That was crazy.
Oh, if I get one more freaking ad for that crap, I'm just gonna blow my
I've
top.
never even heard of that. And
Yeah. Oh, you will now that I
was
said
gonna
it.
say,
Your
I
phone's gonna be
definitely
like,
am.
yeah.
Scott, how about you, man?
Colostrum. Like I just don't know how we. Your answer is bacon, isn't it, Cade?
It is bacon. I'm tired of people trying to
defend
convince me bacon is
yourself.
good. I just don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. It's just like eating like wood chips that have like a meaty taste. I don't know.
Do you like pork in general?
It's fine.
That sounds like a no.
It's the last
It's
of
okay.
the farm animals I would prefer to eat.
What
Like,
about
I'll
you'd
take
rather
cow or
eat
chicken first.
What about ostrich?
Well,
Ostriches are on
obviously,
farm.
I'll take the pork in that scenario.
Okay.
I've never
Take
had
the
ostrich,
thigh.
but-
So you're saying of the big farm animals, cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, sheep, of those 5, how do you, I think those are the 5 big ones. Do you like mutton? You like lamb?
I've never had
that?
lam.
Oh, you would hate it.
it's
so
too
it's got
sad
a
for
very,
me.
I like to describe
Too
it as
sad for you?
a
Sad. I mean, that's just
pastoral.
sad.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Mutton?
Yeah. It's
I don't like it. I don't like it. Man, jeez.
Come on.
Come on, Cade. Come on. Come
That
on.
So then
was
pig
good.
is
That was
4
good.
for
I just
you?
hated it.
So it
That was
goes-
good though.
It goes lamb, pig,
Bad.
chicken. No, you like chicken, cow?
I bet you like turkey above.
I love turkey.
Maybe not.
Turkey's
I
2
love
for me,
turkey,
probably.
too.
I love turkey.
Cow's 1.
Chicken's 1 for me. It's chicken, turkey, cow, or chicken,
Yeah.
cow, turkey.
Beef. Man, good pork. If you don't see, here's the thing: people overcook their pork. Like 145,
What about
man,
venison?
is good.
What about venison? I like venison.
I have the same
Good.
problem with venison as I do with mutton. It's just a little too pastoral for me.
Oh yeah, gamey.
Robust, shall
Yeah,
we say?
Yeah.
Rabbit.
guys.
I don't mind rabbit. Okay, go ahead.
That's the question I'm most excited for. What is the worst city you have ever visited?
Oh shoot.
Mine is without a shadow of a doubt Atlantic City, New Jersey. That is a piece of shit. And
What did you hate about it?
it looked like Biff's place from Back to the Future Part 2. The entire city just was clouded with fog. It was an empty ghost town at like 9 p.m. there. I was just driving in this Uber. and
Really?
It was empty. There was no one outside. There was no one outside. It was dark. It was cloudy. It looked like it was plagued in a smoke bomb, and it looked like Biff's from. It looked like the alternate reality where Biff takes over the world in Back to the Future Part 2. It was the saddest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life, and I feel bad for anyone that has to live there or go there. I'm sorry. I love how this
Wow.
music's so funky
Gosh.
and playing while I'm just
Mackenzie?
shitting on.
I am trying to think. I mean, I used to do a lot of traveling for work back when I was in the corporate world. And so I never had a visceral reaction like this, like you're having to Atlantic City. Maybe, I mean, Ottumwa, Iowa scarred into my brain. It's just 25 minutes from here, though. I can't say that's the worst city I've ever been to because they're trying to bring it back. Bless their hearts. Scott, you go first. I don't know. I'm trying to
Manila. I just thought Manila, the Philippines, it was just so crowded. Like, I got out. Like, I liked the coastal areas. But, I was a giant in Manila, and I don't really like being the tallest person in a whole country. But the amount of smoking that still occurs, I have, Filipino friends. Much of your country is beautiful. But Manila fucking sucks.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Ah,
Is that it?
I can't
Is that
think
too
of
much
mine.
swearing today?
No.
I think
Do we
it's
have
good. I
time for the
say-
one submitted speak pipe?
Yeah, we don't
Oh.
have time for overthinking, but we have time to get to our one speak pipe overthinking submission. So let me stop this
Amazing.
music
What
real
did I
quick.
do with my hair, you guys? I like messed it up.
Oh, it's looked terrible the whole show.
Has it?
That is
Yeah.
not true.
It's like been across your face. I think it was in your teeth for a little bit. You got broccoli
Okay.
in your teeth?
I haven't eaten any. It's something
Hi,
else.
this is Chris. I've always been overthinking why this show was never originally called Mackenzie and Cade. Love the show. Cade's awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Hey, what about me? Cade's awesome. I mean,
Hi, this is Chris. I've always been overthinking why this show.
That was so mean. Oh my god.
yeah. Well, I was like riding high. I was feeling kind of cocky, and then he said, "Cade's awesome. See you later."
See
Okay.
you later.
It's gotta be a Murph and Andy listener. It's gotta be.
Maybe it's this Chris right here. Maybe it's Chris Schubert.
Yeah,
What do you have to
thanks
say for
everybody
yourself,
for listening.
Chris?
Whether you want me on the show or not, I'm
He
here.
ain't going anywhere.
Hey, as long as you like 2/3 of this show, you should come back.
That's right. We appreciate each and every one of you, especially you, Chris. Just kidding. All right, guys, that's another show. Enjoy Murph and Andy. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your week. Chris says it was not. He
Not
does
it.
not like to be accused of such things.
We hope your favorite bands stay together.
We sure as hell do. Oh, you're like Stephen A. Smith. No, you're not.
I am?
No, you are not. I don't like that guy. I can't stand that guy and his bad attitude.
He's cringy. He's cringy.
Yeah, he is.
But
He's a
we
big
both
fat
want to be
jerk.
president.
Yeah.
I'd vote for you, man.
I'd vote for you
Thank
too.
You'd have my